For 2 years, you guys had to hear me talk about boosting the 370s in Nismo and how much I wanted to do it and how it was my dream build. And then we finally bought the kit. And then for the past 6 months or more, you guys had to sit there and hear me talk about how we were waiting for the headers from Gonzo. Well, I'm here to tell you that today, we are finally going to be unboxing the headers from GONZOEVO Motorsports. So after I show you guys what's in this box, I'm actually gonna pull in a Nismo and I wanna start getting those headers off because every single time I work on a Nismo, something always breaks. Nothing ever goes as planned. The original start date was gonna be Friday, but I wanna start doing it now so that when Friday comes, the headers are off, and just in case anything annoying pops up, I can deal with it. So Friday, we can get into the bread and the butter. Well, as you guys see, I already opened the package. I just wanted to see if anything was missing, everything was there, because but for the most part, everything's here. We're just waiting on a few more clamps because in total I only have 3 clamps here, which is obviously not enough because almost every piece of metal has a clamp that goes to it. The cool thing is though, it is V-band, so I'm pretty excited about that. That should be pretty cool. But let's go in and show you guys what we got. So this is actually going to be the downpipe right here. I'll lay everything right here so we can actually see it. So that's going to be the downpipe. This is going to be the header itself. So of course we have a right and a left. Let's see. This is going to be, so this is actually going to be connected to the actual headers. I'll kind of lay it out so you guys can see it. For now, we're just going to take everything out of the package. We have the other header right there. And then we have, this is going to be connected to the exhaust. And this is actually a 3-inch pipe, which is pretty cool. So this piece right here is going to connect to the downpipe, and this is where our exhaust is going to connect, as you can see right here in the back. And then the final piece is going to be, what would you even call it? It's a crossover pipe, I think it is. And this is where the wastegate's going to connect, as you can see right there. So this piece right here is what's actually going to wrap underneath the transmission. And then this piece right here connects to this right here. And of course header connecting the top, 1, 2. And then this piece right here connects to the turbo itself because that's the downpipe. Well, that's the downpipe, so that's where it connects to the turbo. And then this piece connects to there. It's kind of hard to lay it out because obviously it's like twisted and turned, so it's gonna be hard to like kind of stand everything up. But once we get it on the car, you guys see everything. But this is pretty much everything we were waiting on to get started on the Nismo. Wait, I actually forgot about the main piece actually. So this piece right here is gonna connect to the turbo. So in a sense, this is almost what's gonna be holding the turbo up in its place. Give you guys a little close up of the metal pieces. So we got the welds that look pretty solid. We have one O2 sensor that goes on the cross pipe. We have one that goes on the actual header itself. Of course, our wastegates go right here. So there's one right here, and then another one goes right here. Of course, there's gonna be one wastegate per 3 cylinders. And then we have the headers. Can't believe how long we've been waiting for these. This is literally what's been holding us up. Every night I used to go to bed dreaming about these pieces of metal right here. But let's go ahead and pull in a Nismo. Let's get started on taking off the stock headers, and hopefully we'll be able to install the headers tonight. Well, I actually had to push this car in just now with the help of my dad, because if you guys don't remember, we sold the intakes for this car, and then we also sold the mid pipe. And with the intakes being gone, the mass airflow sensors are not plugged in, and I really do not want to start this build off with a check engine light. I mean, yeah, I could plug in the sensors, but there are various of other things that I had to unplug to uninstall those intakes. So I'd just rather push it in, not risk it. But let's go ahead and take off those stock headers. It sounds easy, but I know it's not gonna be easy. I just wanna get started because I do not wanna run into any issues on Friday. I know, I just have a feeling something's not gonna go as planned, but fingers crossed, we're gonna stay positive and hopefully we can take this off at ease. So before we actually get started, I just wanna say that for one, it's really hitting me at the fact that we're really about to make this happen. This is currently my dream build as we speak. This is currently my dream build. There's nothing else that I want more than a single turbo 370Z Nismo. And it's really hitting me at the fact that we're actually making this happen because a year ago I had no idea how I was gonna make this happen. And look, a year later we're making it happen. And part of it obviously is because I love cars, I love YouTube, I love making content, and I just want to take you guys on this ride of me building my dream build, and hopefully it helps somebody out there. Because to be honest with you guys, try sending me a video of somebody installing a 370Z kit from start to finish. You can't, because it's not out there, you know. So not only am I doing this for the YouTube channel, I'm doing it for my passion of cars, and I'm doing it to help somebody out there. And when I mean by doing it, I mean I'm filming it as we go. And hope you guys enjoy this series as much as I'm going to enjoy it. But let's go ahead and get started because boy is excited. Let's go. Do you guys hear that thumping noise? Yeah, that's the window actuator trying to roll up the window. Since it's a coupe, the window slides down when you open it and it goes back up when you close it. Well, since I've been having battery issues from not driving this car, it's over here glitching. So we're gonna start by removing the negative cable, basically unplugging the battery. So we don't have to worry about that. So I really need to get that light that goes on the actual hood itself that shines down on the engine bay. But for now, we'll just use this flashlight. So we gotta take off the bolts for the heat shield. So there's a bolt right there, and there's a bolt in the corner over there, and then there's one right in the middle. Once we take off the heat shield, it should expose the bolt holding on the actual header itself. I told you guys, every single time we work on this car, something breaks. Look at this. A bolt broke off of the heat shield. Luckily, it doesn't matter because this is basically the face of it. So all we really need is this portion off. If it unscrews or if it doesn't unscrew, it doesn't matter. But we got the heat shield off. Don't really know how we're gonna take it off. Might take it off from underneath. I don't think it's gonna fit. Trying to take it off on the top. But nonetheless, we got it off. So we got the bolts on the header exposed. So it's gonna be those two right there. There's one over there, and there might be one on the bottom that we can't see. You guys know we can't do anything without the breaker bar. This is literally the saving grace right here. Broke that one loose. Broke that one loose. And yeah, I can't get to that one. We got all the bolts off on this side for this header. All of them came off as nuts except for one. One came off as a stud with the nut, which is good because when we put it on the aftermarket one, we'll be able to line it up by putting it on the stud and then going from there. So that side's off. Now we gotta work on the driver's side, which I'm kind of sad because as you guys can see, there is a lot more room to work on this side than it is on this side. This side is going to suck. I can already imagine. Look how much lines and wiring and all that's on this side. I had more room on this side and it was still pretty tough. Imagine this. Once we get this side off, we gotta jack the car up and we actually gotta take off the bracket for the catalytic converters, and then I'll be able to actually slide off the headers as a whole. Oh my gosh. Yep, somebody kill me now. I'm over it. Just kidding. I was able to get the heat shield off. Harnesses that I had to kind of undo is gonna be this harness right here. Then I had to undo this harness right here. There's just a 10mm bolt holding this one on. So I was able to get the heat shield off. I pushed it down. I can't take this one off just because there's so much stuff on this side, so we're probably going to take that one off from underneath. But the header bolts are exposed. This is probably going to take me a minute to do just because there is like a minimum room on the side. I also had to put a towel underneath here because the heat shield is actually sitting on this power steering hose right here. I don't really want that hose to get a hole in it, so I put a towel underneath it so that it won't be like metal to rubber contact. But this side is really going to take a long time just because there's a minimum room on this side. So I imagine it's taking me at least like an hour to do. We're done with the driver's side. We got all nuts off of the header. This one stud was giving me an issue for the past like hour. So if you guys can see, that is actually stripped. And if it would have stripped any more, I probably would have had to take out the engine because this is located where you really can't see, nor can you fit a tool in there. And that would have been terrible. Like, it's 12 a.m. about to be 1 o'clock. There's no way I could have went to bed and had a good night's rest knowing that this was stripped. So let's go and jack the car up. Let's take the header and the catalytic converters off as a unit, and let's finally be done with stock stuff for this car. So now that we're underneath the car, all we have to do is take this bracket off, and that should be it. That's the only thing that's holding the catalytic converters in, because the catalytic converter connected to the headers, and that's literally the only thing that's holding it in. So we have these stock headers out, and I have the aftermarket ones in just for now, because I don't want the block wide open. So of course I taped this and I think it's inside. But obviously we're gonna take it back out so that we can tighten everything up, and I'll probably put new gaskets too.
No flex, I done dropped a couple bands on it, brand new Rolex. I can pop a couple bands on you, girl, you know that. When she get the poppin', I'm like, way to go. We gon' get it poppin' on the radio. Turned up, now it's going down.